You're now connected to the KOA Update channel. Here's your host, Mike Gast.
We're here at day one of the KOA Convention from Savannah, Georgia. Last night we started off with a welcome reception for our first-timers, and it had a real neat pirate theme.
Yo-ho, a pirate's life for me.
And then our president, Pat Hitmar, talked about our goals for the next 5 years.
I also think it's appropriate that to start our convention talking about a program that exemplifies what we can accomplish when we work together. And you'll see this later on in my speech, that I want to talk about cooperation and what we can do when we work together. There's no doubt that our biggest competitive advantage is this KOA nation. And when we work together as a team on something, it really shows. And of course, what I'm talking about this morning is Come Camp and Care With Us weekend. We affectionately call that Kookawoo. But at this time, I'd like to invite on the stage some friends. Mike Gast, who is sort of the father of Come Camp and Care With Us. Michael Cooper, who is the chairman of the Care Camps Trust and has been for 3 years. Jim Rogers, who is representing the ownership of KOA and the board. And finally, Terry Shade, who's representing our great group of company-owned property managers.
Well, it's my privilege to speak to the efforts of the company-owned stores. At our properties, we raised somewhere in the neighborhood of just over $100,000 this last year at our 26 parks. We've raised over $300,000 in the last few years, and the way that this all happens with little things, you know, success is doing a lot of little things right over a long period of time. And what happens is we challenge each other. First, we start with challenging ourselves. I can do better this year than last year. I can do better than I used to, and all that. And then we challenge one another, and then we have little contests, and it just grows. So pretty soon we start challenging our vendors and our neighbors and our friends, and so that leads to us challenging one of our entertainers, which is a man named Howard Livingston down in the Florida Keys, where he took up the challenge with Wendy Woodman, and so we brought along a little video clip we thought we'd share with you.
Now, we're coming to you today from the fabulous Florida Keys. We first learned about the KOA because of the Sugarloaf KOA and our performance there. And we were so taken by that lifestyle that we wound up buying a motorhome, and Cinderella and I have traveled the country to places like Dayton, Ohio, Buckeye, Lake, Ohio, and Nashville, Tennessee. Spent a lot of time on all those. In fact, we're VKR VIP members. We're very proud of that. And we first became aware of Care Camp, obviously because of our association with the Sugarloaf KOA. And then last year at convention, we were honored to be invited, and Wendy from Okeechobee and Cinderella challenged one another and to raise money for Care Camp, and I'm just flabbergasted that we raised $39,295. And we did that a few different ways. One was through auctioning off margaritas from the Sol Johnson Outboard, and we now have the Guinness World Record for a margarita. It's $4,000, and that happened right at the Sugarloaf KOA. And also the hats that you see on my head, we auctioned those off. In fact, there's 5 folks in front of you that are wearing these turquoise hats, and they're going to be auctioned off here at convention for money for Care Camp. So thank you very much. Thanks for everything you do. And again, from the fabulous Florida Keys, Howie and Cindy saying bye-bye.
We then heard from our Vice President of Marketing, Lauren Armour, with all the marketing plans for 2011.
The 2011 directory knows Marshall Gray, San Angelo, Texas KOA. Standing in the background, the yellow shirt camper relationship is imperative to our business. It is the distinct distinguishing factor between us and everybody else. When you think about the directory, our objective is to get people to take it and to use it frequently. So in 2010, we introduced a program at the front desk to distribute more directories. And in 2011, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to push directories to more channels and get these in folks' hands and use them more often.
Our keynote speaker was Dr. Fred Reichelt, who spoke about loyalty.
The second mile service at Chick-fil-A, finding ways of serving people that goes way beyond what's expected. What are some of those things? They think of 3 general areas of wowing customers or going the second mile. A warm welcome, anticipating their needs, and giving them fond farewell. I'll do a couple of these. You can read through them, but did you notice when you go to a good Chick-fil-A, it's the manager who's out working the front of the shop, not back doing operational stuff. And in a busy Chick-fil-A, in a fast food unit where the crowds get pretty tough, managers had tended to drift and become the production manager. And they have shifted that to bring them out front. Because then when someone comes in the door, they can tell whether they've seen that face before or not and give them a customized welcome as appropriate. If someone needs help, it's a mother with 3 little kids, they'll help get them in and get them seated while the mother's ordering. They'll carry the stuff to the table. They'll refresh your drinks and do things you don't expect. You know what Jose the Mop Man? Jose the Mop Man is a story I've heard, but once thinking, oh, that's one smart Chick-fil-A store operator, but then it wasn't always Jose. Sometimes it was Jerry and Judy. The way it worked was a friend of mine went into a Chick-fil-A down near Dallas and had his youngster wife, three youngsters' wife, but the 3-year-old always gave him trouble. Jose has the 3-year-old and says, listen, can I get your help? I need some help mopping the floor here. And he has the little boy riding on the mop while he solved the problem. He said, we go back, my friend, he says, we go back every Saturday now because our 3-year-old wants to go help Jose mop the floor. Now, think about guys mopping floors in other fast food restaurants and whether you'd like to have your son riding their mop. They hire differently, they train differently, they reward differently, but mostly they just put people in a position where they can do something that is second mile service, and because it enriches the life of both parties, and it has economic consequences.
And after enjoying a great lunch, we gave away our Partners Awards, our Rising Star Awards, and our 2011 KOA Franchisee of the Year Award.
Okay, Renee, the winner. Let you do the honors.
This is so exciting. Thunder Bay, Ontario, Christy and Mikey Cooper.
That is some surprise. I just have to say thank you. And I'd like to share with you 3 words that an accountant friend of mine said to live by, and it was lie, cheat, and steal. Now, coming from an accountant sounds pretty good, doesn't it? But let me explain. Lie next to someone you love, cheat the devil, and steal some time to spend with your friends. And I think that's what we're doing here. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm here with Mike and Christy Cooper, our KOA Franchisee of the Year for 2011. We just crowned them this year, and I'm going to ask Christy, what was it like, Christy, right when you heard your name?
It was absolutely wonderful.
How about you, Mike?
I'm still in shock. It is unbelievable. Thank you. Can we try that again?
And now we're off to a crawfish boil at the Savannah South KOA. Stay tuned. We'll see you again tomorrow.